Yes.
Right, okay. I'm pretty sure you're going to have to distribute that way, because I don't think you can carry, like,
Let's
6
see.
cutlasses, 2 flintlocks, and 1 spear. And welcome to episode 2 of A Path of Thaeon. Last session was a real corker. And you'll see here today we have a new member of the party who will be introduced shortly. But first, let us recap the last episode. Episode 1. Lady Flora and her bodyguard, Nash Witzaranda, have sailed from Jarrock to meet with an emissary from Harping in the Ocean Federation's Isle of Maya. As they were about to reach their destination, Captain Donafucci invited the party for grog and a pleasant chat with him, Harrison, his first mate. Nash got into a tense poker game with Harrison, culminating in Nash accepting a prize fight with the ship's expert brawler, Big Pete. Nash won the fight. Landing at the port town of St. Simon's, the party meant to meet their contact in the local smeltery. Agent Eileen Silvermore told the party about a sinister plan by High Bishop Ethelbert Gainsley to unite Lothamore and Derridon to conquer the rest of the world and divide it up between them. Harrison then tried to betray the party in hopes of turning them into Lothamore for a big reward. In the ensuing combat, the party defeated him and his group of rogues, with Nash killing Harrison. Now the party must sail for the next meeting of the Council of Nations in Strathold to find a way to stop Gainsley's plan. And this is where we begin. We are in the smeltery. Nash and Flora. You have just murdered a bunch of people.
Hey, I didn't murder anybody.
Yeah, I'm
Maybe
guilty.
Nash and Eileen.
Yeah.
All right. So you're gonna burn the bodies then.
Well, first I'm collecting all the valuable items.
Collecting all the valuable items. Ah, right. We were gonna do this between sessions, weren't we? Whoops. Oh well. Let's just say you find.
Roll for it.
Roll for it. All right. Okay. You find D100 crowns.
Oh, I'm gonna roll that one.
Roll me a D100.
This is going to be great when they have
This
one
is
gold
good.
coin between them.
It's like, remember, lads, before we get them,
Exploding?
you stash all your gold.
Exploding.
No, not exploding. That'd be stupid.
Rolling the die. 36!
All right. Yeah, it seems these rogues, they were not exactly carrying a great deal of coin about on them. But
Well, that's why they were trying to hand us in so they'd get
Yeah,
all the
exactly. I mean, they wanted more money because obviously they were getting a bit short on it. So there we go.
And things?
Things. Well, see, each of the rogues, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, had a cutlass.
So 6
And-
cutlass.
And 1 flintlock pistol. I don't know if you can actually carry all those cutlasses.
I'll see if I can get a bag or something. I do have a backpack.
You have a backpack, right, okay.
You can't just drop them in there, they'll go right
You're gonna
through.
look so suspicious wandering around town with like 6 blood dripping cutlasses.
Let's see, I've got a bedroll.
You're gonna cover these bloody cutlasses up in a bloody bedroll and
Yeah.
carry them across town.
And I'm gonna
Don't
sell
forget.
them.
He has a spear too.
Yes, and Harrison has a rather nice looking spear.
Oh, yes.
And it's got, and also, that 2 of the rogues were carrying flintlock pistols.
Oh, so I've got 2 flintlocks. Awesome.
If you choose to take them, yes.
I
do you have
do
shooting?
take them. I do take them. I take the spear as well.
Especially
Okay.
compared to cutlasses, they're valuable for their weight.
Yes.
Right, okay. I'm pretty sure you're gonna have to distribute that way because I don't think you can carry like
Let's
6
see.
cutlasses, 2 flintlocks, and 1 spear.
Norman,
Yes?
Could you help with carrying some items?
You want me to carry some bloody cutlasses from some dead swashbucklers?
Well, we intend to sell them to finance our mission.
This is disgraceful.
It's
Lady
all for the
Flora,
cause.
what do you think of this?
I appreciate the need for us to acquire funds, but surely there must be a better way than looting the dead.
Well, technically they wanted to give us the cutlasses. Between our ribs.
Listen. This is wasting valuable time. If you really want to get some money off this, I suppose you could sell them to Thomas and he'd provide some gold for them. He could melt them down. It would certainly be better than carrying some bloody cutlasses to a store and possibly implicating ourselves to the town guard, don't you think?
Yeah, true.
We wouldn't want to draw any more
Leave
attention
the
to
weapons
ourselves.
you don't intend to use here, and I'm sure Thomas will pay us some gold for them.
Oh,
Personally,
I'm not
trust-
sure Thomas is coming back.
You said to meet him by the docks, didn't you?
Yes?
He said he wanted forgiveness.
Yes. He's coming
And
with
we
us.
intend to forgive. A bold
Well-
statement, Ash.
Well,
As I said, any weapons you don't want to take, just leave them here. They'll be melted down, and I'm sure Thomas will pay you some sort of a fee.
okay. Well, let's leave the cutlasses. We'll take the spear and the flintlock pistol.
Alright. You are now carrying 2 flintlock pistols and a spear.
Yes.
Okay, right. Do-do-do.
We'll kind of edge her way over towards Nash.
I hope you can carry all that.
I do.
Oh, it's only, yeah, the flintlock pistols are only 3 each, and the spear. Yeah, you can carry it. Okay, right, you're now carrying a bunch of crap. Okay. Alright, so now that's done. Right, have we finished here? We must make haste.
Yeah, I'm pretty satisfied.
Good. If you want to dispose of the bodies, there are some vats of burning molten metal over there, which I'm
That'll
sure
do the
will
job.
the job perfectly fine.
I
Sure,
usually
but
just
is-
dump them in the river or in a vat of acid, but this'll...
That is a ghastly way to treat the dead.
Lady Flora, if this offends your delicate sensibilities, then you may wait outside.
I start pulling the bodies towards the vats.
Alright. So, you and Eileen, fortunately Loretta and Norma don't have to shield your eyes at the horrifying sight of you dumping all the bodies.
So Loretta's actually
That's-
conscious. She didn't actually faint.
In they go. Harrison too?
Yes!
So,
I cut off... No, I don't. Sorry.
no, that's just gross.
No,
You're supposed
that's
to be
gross.
reforming
Yeah.
yourself. Fucking cutting off body parts as a trophy. Okay, right. You dump them all in the vats, and they melt. It's quite a ghastly sight as they melt, Terminator 2 style, into the vats of burning molten metal. And what's left of their bodies rises out the smokestack at the top of the smeltery, never to be seen again. Right. Okay. So, what do you want to do now, party?
To the docks.
To the docks.
You want to go right back. Okay.
Yeah, right back where we came from.
Yeah.
Alright.
Just getting out.
You head back to the docks from whence you came.
Yeah.
Okay, the Lusty Valkyrie is still moored there, as it was before.
Good.
Are you going to go to it, or what are you going to do?
It might be worth informing the captain that we have killed his first mate and some of his crew.
Oh, well, I'll talk to him about that.
Okay, just be careful and try not to be provocative.
Oh. So that's how you want to play it.
I killed your crew and your first mate. Okay, so you're going to go back aboard the ship then.
Yes.
Alright, as it happens, I've got a nice, shiny new map for precisely this purpose.
Awesome.
Okay, and you'll see it momentarily. You walk back onto the main deck of the
Oh.
Lusty Valkyrie. See sort of various ship hands just going around, inspecting the cannons.
You know, we could probably do with one of those in Strathholm.
And the making sure the rigging is all ship shape.
That is some big cannon.
Change my mind. Norman, carry stuff.
Okay, right. The captain's there. Oh, and Big Pete just kind of gives a glance to Nash. He just kind of nods.
Not back.
He's got a bloody nose and a black eye, and he just continues doing whatever you do with the mast. I'm not very familiar with nautical terms. Okay, right. Captain Donovucci sees the lot of you. He comes over. Ah! Flora, Loretta, Nash, Norman, I see you're back from meeting your contact. Oh wait, also Aline will be with you, I'd imagine.
Probably.
Unless you sold her in town.
She went in with the other bodies.
Sorry.
No!
It's one of those burn message after reading.
Burn contact after listening. And there is a new person with you, I see. Hello. I'll let you handle this, Lady Flora.
The Lady Aline here was here. We met with her to conduct the business. That is resolved now, but
There were some complications.
we regret to inform you that. Well, how to best say this?
I killed Harrison.
That is perhaps the best way to say it.
Killed Harrison? You killed my first mate?
To be
Insulted
fair,
him.
he tried to kill me first.
What happened exactly?
There was a betrayal.
A betrayal?
He intended to sell us all out to the Lothamorian authorities. It's criminals.
Let's see.
Him and his little gang.
Oh yes, he had a few, a certain clique on the ship where he hung with quite, quite
Had.
exclusively. Oh, I see. Well, I suppose I am down a good few crewmen, yes?
And
Well-
it wasn't suspicious to you that he wanted to escort us with this clique that he's always hanging around with?
Well, to be honest, Harrison never seemed exactly like a nice man, shall we say, but very few privateers are nice people, and he was competent enough. But I wouldn't put it past him to try and betray you for a few, the tinkle of coin, shall we say. Make me a persuasion roll, Flora.
Get character sheet. La da da.
La da da da.
La da da.
And the roll is. Ooh,
Is that
nice. With a raise.
Well, I suppose there is no reason for you just to murder him and some of my crew, after all I've known of you over the past few weeks for no reason. So, I suppose I will have to consider your story true. However, This raises the question, what now? I am down a good few crew and a first mate.
Well, that
You
is...
are in port, so I'm sure a charismatic and enterprising captain such as yourself should have no problem finding volunteers.
Yes, I suppose so. Well, I guess I'll have to do some recruiting. In the meantime, I might have to teach the lot of you a few things about sailing, shall we say.
Oh?
On
Very
this note,
kind of
Eileen sort of sighs. Are we to be chartering passage to Stratholme with this man?
Yes.
The alternative would be going across land.
I see. I assume you can secure payments for the voyage with your local branch of the Dawnbringers, my lady.
It will pay me to do so, but I may have to. As
Very
needs
well.
must.
And perhaps Thomas, if he seeks forgiveness, can help pay for the voyage as well.
Oh, he'll
We
Pay.
owe Thomas a lot. We owe him a lot.
and
We
he owes us.
expect more of him.
Very well then.
Oh,
I will get that-
Donavucci,
Yes,
I have a recruit for you.
I see.
I think he's a capable man, and he seeks redemption, and he will work.
Very well then.
Let's see. I look over the docks, and if I can spot him.
Okay. By some strange, bizarre coincidence,
Or maybe the fact we told him.
Thomas just happens to be walking up the gangplank this very moment. Have to find him.
Doing steps coming up the gangplank, the polite thing to do is turn.
Thomas just kind of looks nervous and scratches his head.
I walk over and put my arm across his shoulders. Welcome, Thomas.
Oh, welcome. What is this? What is this ship?
Your redemption.
See. Do you want to press gang me into coming aboard this ship?
Yes.
Listen, Thomas. You have a serious debt to repay, especially with me, after all the trust and help I've given you over the years. You are going to serve aboard this ship as crew to help replace those people we killed earlier, and you're also going to help pay for the voyage. Though we left some cutlasses back at your smeltery, hopefully that will go towards acquiring the funds. Oh, yes, of course.
I'm not talking about funds. You're signing on.
Alright, I mean, I'm not exactly a sailor, but I suppose I could. I've got an apprentice I could leave in charge of the smeltery while I'm away.
And, well, you got blacksmithing experience. There is always a need for that.
Alright, well, I suppose I need to redeem myself, so I suppose I can do that.
And first off, you're signing on with Flora, and second with Donavucci. Do you understand?
Oh, is that the captain?
Yes.
Alright, I understand.
Good.
Nods. Look, I'll go back with Thomas into town and help get him prepared for the voyage. And Lady Flora, do you mind if I went to the temple with you as well to help secure some funds for the voyage?
Not at all.
All right, Captain Donavucci, we will be back shortly, and hopefully we will begin ready to begin the voyage. Voyage? Voyage to where? You kill a bunch of my crew, and now you already want me to set sail once again. Where are we setting sail to?
Stratholm.
Stratholm? Why do you need to go to Stratholm?
Lady Flora?
We need to conduct further business.
Eileen nods at your wise discretion. Very well then. Return to me as soon as you can, and well, let's get this voyage started, I suppose. I certainly hope the funds you will provide will help compensate me for the crew you have killed and the time I will be taking to sail to Stratholm. The Daredonian Strait is certainly a treacherous passage. Rough seas, many Daredonian vessels looking to, shall we say, inspect passing ships for heresy.
I sort of mumbled to myself.
Loretta.
Reimburse him.
Loretta, take me to Thomas.
Alright, she takes you to Thomas.
Supposed to be forward, yeah? Okay. Flora sort of reaches forward, probably trying to feel around Thomas, get his arms, get down, just to clasp his hands together. Just to take his hands in hers. Thomas, we will forever be thankful for what you did. It must have been very hard for you, but it was very brave and very noble. Never doubt that you did the right thing. It is better to save lives when one can. Though it was a shame that we did have to slay them. It was so that we could save more.
I'm so sorry. I was a fool for betraying one of my oldest friends, and the blind priestess of Dawnbreakers as well. I hope one day that the rest of you can forgive me as you have, Lady Flora.
You have shown that there is hope. There is forgiveness for those that try.
Nods. Alright, would you like me to sort of fast forward through the fund gathering and preparations?
Yes.
Get back to the show. Alright. Okay.
Sure, let's bring Swift in. Swift as possible.
Right. So basically, Aileen and Thomas go back to the smeltery. They melt down.
Hang on, sorry to interrupt, but there's a point. Swift was on deck. Has he been listening in on this conversation?
I don't know. Has
Almost
Swift been
certainly.
listening? Swift, you
I would be surprised if
overhear,
Swift is sitting on the rigging somewhere above, just dangling lazily
Oh,
and
okay.
listening.
There we go.
Also, I advise Thomas to keep one of the cutlasses for himself.
Alright, Thomas keeps a cutlass for himself before melting the rest down. Okay, so melt down the cutlasses. Lady Flora, you go to the temple. I imagine the local temple.
Well, for a moderately sized settlement, but it probably wouldn't have a huge presence, so it'd be more like a shrine. It'd have some shrine keepers.
No. Would you like to roleplay the event, or would you like to kind of rate it?
Good question. I don't want to leave the others out. Don't want to sort of hijack
So we'll
the
just
center
kind
stage.
of okay. Just generally give me an abstract of what you say.
So, well, approach would be go there, greet greet the people there. Probably wouldn't necessarily know their names, so would at least learn that. Sort of explain the long distance. Talk about how things have been back home. Actually came out on sort of diplomatic mission, but yeah, things are
Things that
situation being in turns out they do need to since we need to go onto the continent, we're going to need more funds, so whatever they can provide would go towards kind of helping the church in a greater sense.
Alright. Okay. Make me a persuasion roll +1.
You don't want taunt?
What?
Taunt.
No, not taunt. Give me your money. Go on, you wanker.
That's my thing.
Fucking pretty stupid
Does Dash have
priests.
I rolled
to
a
be
2.
fair, Since
I
it's
think
Matt,
you
it wouldn't be
like
that.
for
It'll be
Benny that, perchance.
Benny. Oh, it's the reroll.
Yes.
May as well, because, you know, this is moderately important that we get the funds.
Oh, that's
No.
not good at all, is it?
Laura probably feels too bad about taking money. It really doesn't want to take money from the church.
Is Nash there?
Certainly.
I guess
Yeah,
so,
probably.
yeah.
After the last attack, I'm not going to take risks.
Yeah, I chip in.
Alright, make me a persuasion roll. I should probably give you a +2 because you are a priestess, and you narrated your little
Well,
persuasion attempt.
oh, that's true. Yeah, I took the
Did you add a +1 to both of those?
no.
In that case, yeah, we'll count those both as a 4 then. Nash, how would you like to try and persuade them?
See this fear?
No, I put my hands on the flintlocks. You better do as the lady says.
You're going to intimidate some clergyman
Yeah.
with your flintlock pistol.
No, I'm not gonna whip it out.
I should hope
I
not.
should certainly hope not in a temple of the Dawnbringers, you filthy bugger. Not sure if that's an intimidation or a persuasion.
It's intimidation.
It's
Maybe
definitely
intimidation, I suppose.
Well, you never know. There could be the persuasion where it'll be considered a barter
God,
roll.
this is Dawnbringers are like some sort of mafia. They just intimidate each other for fun. So. All right, yes. So, Lady Flora says, "Please help a sister of the cloth," and then
If you can.
fucking do it. All right, between the two of you, the local clergymen, they agree to gather up what funds they can. They say the clergy doesn't have that many funds to spare, but any surplus they will certainly give to you because you've assured them it's an extremely important mission.
I basically robbed them.
And you are okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, right. You clean your pistol. Right. But they agree. Yes, it's a very important mission, so they agree to contribute to the
Wiping the
funds
sweat off their
operation.
brows.
Fuck. Is this how they do things in Jarrock? Probably is. Actually.
Yeah, probably.
Exchange was just so
Session 2.
subtle and
A hired
quiet that I
bodyguard
didn't
came in and cleaned his pistol in front of two clergymen. Not what it sounds like.
Okay. Right. Right. Okay. All right. So after a little while, the rest of you convene back. Thomas has got some funds. Flora, you now have some funds.
Oh wait, when we receive the funds, I look up them and say, "Is this all?"
Yes. That's all we could spare, I'm afraid.
Mr. Saranda, please.
Any
I'm
more
trying to
would
rob
be
my drink.
quite literally taking food. Any more would be quite literally taking food out of the mouths of the starving, clothes off the back of the homeless.
Ah, well, okay.
I assume
this
you don't
time,
want us
well.
to do that.
Well, no, that would be unfortunate.
Hear no evil, hear no evil.
Yes, quite. The way you do things in Jarrock is
Forceful.
interesting. Yes. I will send a letter to the Jarrock parishes.
No, there's no need to do that.
Right, all right, I'll just keep quiet about this then.
Good.
Nods. Just goes back to his business.
We will not forget about you.
Oh, we will not.
No, I hope not. I hope you speak well of our parish when you return to Jarrock.
We'll see.
Right. Since I'm sure Swallow is just dying.
Although-
Some roleplay.
Just to hijack once more, as we're leaving the shrine, I'll just say as an aside to Nash, you know, it's not true that in Jarrock we always threaten one another to get our way, but it is Jarrock praxis. Just know
Yeah.
when you have the edge over someone else.
Okay.
Yes.
When you can lean on someone who doesn't necessarily know any better.
You lean on someone.
That was quite rude of you.
Yes, it was rude.
Honestly, brandishing your pistols at a fellow
Brandishing,
brother
you
of
say?
faith.
Brandishing? Didn't brandish anything.
So Norman just kind of face palms and shakes his head. More and more regretful by the day of Flora's choice of bodyguard.
Because she didn't notice the brandish pistol or the cleaning pistol thing, so
Right.
As a bit of a surprise. Anyway,
So,
Norman should have
any
the
other
money on him.
business you want to do in town before you return to the ship?
I'm sure there are loads of other ways we can put off beating Swift.
Yes. But presumably you don't
Burning an
want to
orphanage, perhaps? Just prepare yourself.
Oh, let's do that shopping.
I've already been shopping.
Yes,
we
the
could go
shopping
again.
I told you repeatedly to do between sessions. Okay, right. You return to the ship with a manifestation of funds. Captain Donavucci approaches the both of you. Norman hands him a sack of crowns and some letters of credit. Donavucci nods. He also looks towards you, Lady Flora. You've been given a sack of crowns and a letter of credit as well.
Norman should have them.
Alright. Oh, yes, of course. Hands the money. Norman hands that to Donavucci and he explains the situation. Donavucci nods. Yes, these funds should be sufficient for the voyage, just about. Maybe a little bit left over as well for any expenses for any of us. Excellent. All right. Well, my crew will go and secure supplies for the voyage in the town, and I might visit a couple of relatives if I may. I might not see home again for some time.
Relatives,
leave.
hey?
Yes, my father lives here.
Oh, yeah.
This is my hometown. Smiles. I will, we shall set sail tomorrow. In the morning. Once all the supplies have been gathered and we are ready to sail. For now, why not go back to the mess hall and socialize and relax before the journey?
Sounds like a good plan.
Thank you for the offer, Captain, but I have some praying to do for the dead.
Very well, Lady Flora. Whatever you wish. Okay. Donavucci goes into town. I need to put this... Right. Just imagine him walking across the gangplank.
I imagine there's a swagger.
A certain swagger. Yeah. Right, there we go. Right. So Donavucci and some of his crew are to take care of business.
Seeing relatives.
Seeing relatives, preparing for the voyage, whatnot. Alright, what do the rest of you want to do?
I looked
Talking
around.
of which, Swift,
Yes.
you have been a cabin boy on the Lusty Valkyrie for a couple weeks now.
I expected it to be more interesting, truth be told.
Well, it might be about
Did you
to
not
get...
see the fist fight?
Oh, you can get it anywhere.
It's pretty common on ships.
Yeah.
But not so one-sided.
Yes,
Nope.
it's true. Right. You have been a cabin boy on Lusty Valkyrie for the past week or so. You were brought aboard by a man named Jakar, who saved you from you were stealing supplies from the local tavern, and he saved
Surprise?
you from the
Surprise.
supplies.
Surprise!
Surprise! You were stealing supplies. You were stealing supplies from a local tavern because you were starving and you wanted food, understandably so. Well, the innkeepers found you and they were about to give you a good hiding, but a man named Jakar saved you. You got into a bit of a bar fight and you helped him to escape. You were brought
I
aboard
set fire to some people.
You were brought aboard the Lusty Valkyrie, where you have been serving as a cabin boy. It keeps you fed. It's enough to stay alive. However, Jakar, since saving you, has become oddly withdrawn. He sort of faded a bit into the background, almost as if he was meant to be a player character, but had to pull out before the session began.
The ship has
Almost
caved
as
in
if.
somewhere.
Almost as if. I
You
think
could have
there
put
was
him in
a
the group that attacked us.
knife between the ribs thing there as well. Might have been.
There's a small chance that if he'd have been in the group that attacked you, he would have killed you both.
Yeah. There's a small
Small
chance
chance.
that he probably might have actually just gone along with Harrison's plan and killed you and taken the money.
Final revenge of the player who wasn't.
Anyway, Swift.
Yes.
You are now, climbing up on the rigging, maintaining the sails, doing whatever you do, and you overheard an interesting conversation from down below.
I did.
Yes. Your spirit, by the way, you've named him Talon, haven't you?
Yep. He,
Okay.
at least in my mind, inhabits the stuffed plushy toy thingy that I keep hidden down below deck.
Aww.
Okay.
I
At
like
this
your rigging.
point, you keep it below decks, it's not on your person right now.
Well, it's in my mind, but like that's the thing he can
Oh,
inhabit.
well, obviously, yeah, it's in your mind, right?
It's all in my
Okay.
head.
At this point,
Except for the fire.
a familiar voice starts coming into your head. I sense another spirit nearby.
Well, that isn't all that surprising, I'll say aloud. I mean, mage woman, you know, bright eyes.
Yes, I have heard of these priestesses of Dawn Bringers when I was with your mother. That sounds like a joke, but it's really not.
It really does sound like a joke.
Yes, when I was with your mom last night.
Oh, he's one of those spirits.
The dreary ones.
Certainly, this interests me. You should talk to this woman sometime. I wish to find out more about her spirits.
Sure, fair enough. Why not? I got nothing better to do. But, you know, she's like surrounded and stuff, right? And she may be immune to the whole being persecuted for spirity thing, but I'm not.
There are many who would like to kill you because I inhabit your mind, and that is one of the reasons I have chosen you, because you provide a great deal of amusement.
You're too kind.
You grasped at the power I offered to you with even more relish and desire than your mother did.
Last night.
Last night.
She grasps his power, you say?
Oh, I guess that's so wrong.
See, the spirit and Swift are made for each other.
I will
Chuckles
grumble.
to himself at the inadvertent double entendre. Your mother became boring to me. She wished to settle down and raise a family. She would not play with me or amuse me anymore. And that is why I am glad she found you. You have been far more amusing. Chuckles to himself.
But I'm the direct consequence of her settling down and making it. You know, I don't feel like having this argument again. I'm just gonna drop down from the rigging, or just dangle a little bit off the rigging. Just call out, "Hey, Lady Bright Eyes!"
I glance
Laura,
up.
you are being hailed by a child. And describe your character squad.
Fair enough. Dressed in relatively, not really fancy, but well kept seafaring clothing, admittedly slightly too baggy, and slightly faded because, second-hand, he didn't actually buy, he probably nabbed it off someone. Longish tossels, burning gingery hair, and piercing eyes. It's basically just a child that looks one step away from being the devil.
He is the scamp.
The scamp, sure. And freckles. Many freckles.
And one
Because
blue and green eye.
chips.
Okay, at this point, Loretta taps you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Flora. Lady Flora, a strange child is calling to you, I think.
Could be.
Hey, lady, bright eyes, over here. Hello. Woo. I'll wave.
I glance up at him.
That's
over.
it is calling. See, Flora's not quite used to being sort of called over to people.
It's some boy. He looks wild.
Oh, that might
Young
be
boy.
product placement.
What? Oh,
Might have been
right.
accidental product placement. Okay. Right, you're called over.
I'll just drop down for the rigging, seeing how they're being so hesitant and everything, and just approach as innocently as possible to not be stabbed. Hello, lady.
When I hear him step close enough and say, "What can I do for you, young sir?"
You're with the Church of Thingy, aren't you?
Yes, bring us at the light of dawn.
And that's a group that's, don't try to kill mages, right?
I raise an eyebrow.
So-
Blunt, isn't he?
The forthrightness of youth. If you wish to describe my church's philosophies and tenets, then perhaps we could go somewhere a bit quieter, so we're not interrupted, and maybe not upset any of those who don't wish to hear about religion.
By the way, Swallow, you can move your
just-
around if you want
Yeah.
to illustrate where you are relative
He
to
just
everyone else.
shimmies to the left.
You're now surrounded by curious adults.
And
Nash.
right behind you is
I
Nash
just-
looming over him.
Well, basically, I just, just ducked underneath your arms to
Say
get
like
past.
Aline and Thomas have gone off to have a strongly worded conversation. Thomas is looking apologetic as Aline.
Thomas is a
lectures him.
hero.
Oh, Thomas is a hero.
Mm.
Okay. Alright. Please continue.
It's somewhere quieter if you wish to discuss religion, so we don't upset any of the.
Crewman.
Okay, I mean, there's the aft cabins, no one really uses them because they stink.
For those not used to sea voyages, anywhere on this ship may be considered to stink.
You have a point. But, levels of stinky.
Well, let's get on with it then.
I'm sure it is fine. Strong smells do not deter me.
That's probably for the best, really. Stuff. Which way is the aft?
Up.
Is it?
Yes, on the
let's
map,
just
yeah.
say this way. There we go.
Fair enough.
I haven't drawn the aft cabins yet, so you'll just have to imagine them. Oh shit.
Too
Tried
far,
your
too far.
screen.
They threw us off the ship.
What have you done?
Alright, well now you're dragged off screen. I just have to reincarnate you. Anyway, you go to the aft cabins. It's dank, it's smelly, it smells of semen. As you'd expect, but you have a relative degree of privacy at this point in time.
Is there somewhere to sit?
Well, there are hammocks that sort of swing.
Before Swift goes in, I'll sort of stop him at the door.
Yeah. But
Oh, just doing my job. I pat him down for plates.
do you want to do a search roll for that one?
Yeah, no.
Because you'll find many.
You've got like 6 daggers, don't you?
Yeah.
Swallow?
Pretty obvious to find them.
And, right,
Yes.
are they like on like scabbards on your clothing, or where are they?
There's a couple in the trousers, a couple in the what will basically be a hoodie pocket, that
Right.
thing at the front, and yeah, sure, why not? One in the back of my hat.
If they're in your pocket, they're actually in your pockets, then yeah, okay. I'm not even going to make you do a search roll. Those aren't exactly well hidden. Nash.
Those aren't mine.
Oh, they're not yours?
Oh.
I'll lay them out. Well, you'll get these back anyways. When we're...
Really?
Yes.
Fine. You're no fun, you know that?
Oh, on the contrary.
I'm expecting Swift to say, "Can I have just one?"
Can I have just one dagger for this conversation we're about to have? A conversation about religion we're about to have.
See, my hands get a little twitchy. I need something to pass between them. I need something to play with.
I do actually. But I'm standing on top of a gigantic kindling thing that's been nailed together with more kindling, and I have the ability to set things on fire with my mind. I'm fine.
Do you say that?
No, I do not say that.
Please,
So I'm sure it crosses your
continue the
mind.
roleplay.
So, somewhere to sit, even a bench.
And I show him in.
You can just sit in a hammock or on a barrel. It's
I will-
fine.
I will enter with an irritated expression.
Whichever Loretta guides me to will suffice.
Loretta guides you to the most comfortable looking hammock she can find in this dirty cabin.
And I slouch down in a hammock,
Mm-hmm.
twiddling with my knife.
You get to
Oh,
keep
you actually
yours.
have a knife.
Oh yeah, you had a knife last time too.
I like the props.
Yeah, props are good.
Okay, so
Props for the props.
roleplay, bitches.
Well, we didn't come here to roleplay.
Didn't we? I thought that was kind of the point.
So,
Sorry, I'm derailing the whole thing. So yeah, Floral will just sort of sit in the hammock, slowly sort of swing back and forth.
Oh, shut up, Mike.
What's your name, young sir?
Swift?
I don't think we really met before now.
No, I've seen you wandering around, but you always seem to be surrounded by men, and, I've been taught not to interrupt that sort of thing.
and point to things.
I do get attended to quite a lot. It must be said. No,
Yeah,
so
how come, anyway?
mostly because I can't see, but I also hold a fairly good position in the church. So
I will lean just a little bit closer and take a better look at her eyes. The glaring.
she mostly keeps the eyes sort of half closed in a semi-dozy sort of fashion, but they're very pale. They don't focus on anything.
Huh. I did not know that.
She's quite expressive with her eyes regardless. Mostly she has all a very concerned look on her face, especially when Nash is doing stuff. At any rate.
I'll just take a step closer and wave my hand right up in front of her eyes with a smirk.
Oh, we will.
Huh? I'm just checking.
Kids are curious things.
At this point, Thomas pipes up. So, tell
Thomas.
me...
Okay,
Sorry, not Thomas. God, I get Thomas and Norman mixed up. Norman pipes up at this point. So, tell me, young man, what business exactly do you have with Our Lady Flora?
I will pointedly ignore Thomas and then say to Flora...
It's not Thomas, it's Norman.
Oh, Norman, Thomas, same thing. I will pointedly ignore the foppish bastard and look directly at Flora and say, so you think spirits are gods?
Not all spirits are gods.
Only
Gods.
some?
I admit there are a lot of mysteries and things to be discovered in the world. Not all
Well-
spirits are gods. Gods are gods. Thaeon is a god. Spirits can be agents of Thaeon. bringing his word, bringing his light, guiding those who need hope.
That doesn't sound right.
Well, perhaps you haven't met many of my order before. Who have
Oh.
you talked to who discuss spirits and gods?
And I will look around suddenly at the various people surrounding, kind of shrug slightly. It just comes up.
I doubt it comes
Comes
up
up.
on a pirate ship very often, I must say.
Well, you know.
Are you insinuating something?
It just comes up. I mean, like when we're discussing things, like lots of things to talk about and never really any answers. And when there are answers, they're just complete bollocks.
I doubt you've been on the ship terribly long. Tell me, where were you before you joined Captain Donavucci?
I can't remember.
Oh, now you're just making stuff up.
What? Surely it's the opposite of making stuff up. I don't remember where I was.
You expect us to believe that?
You can ask Donovic, he'll probably tell you what port he picked me up in, but apart from that, I couldn't tell you. I don't know where I am.
That's not full to accusations.
He is but a child, I think.
He seems a bit dodgy.
Poor, derelict, stupid boy.
Hey!
I certainly would trust his assertion that he has no idea where he is. On the other hand, he could be some kind of a spy. He seems to know altogether too much about the spirits your lady has.
Well, and you.
I must admit, it would be very bold of a spy to approach us so soon after the events of not long ago.
Certainly, my lady, I just counsel you to be cautious.
And that is why Nash is still with us.
Yeah.
If he is indeed an innocent child, then I would not doubt his assertion that he has no idea where he is.
I will just glare. Stare murder.
Norman just kind of looks a bit snooty at you.
I'll just set him on fire.
How may we address you, young child?
Well, address me?
What's your name?
I told you, it's Swift.
Swift.
Is that how you like to be known?
It's how I am known. I was, named. Sort of.
So, how may my lady be of assistance?
Well, I was just wondering how one gets involved in the Church of the Not Killing Mages. Because it's kind of a rarity, really.
It is true. The churches on the continent make no secret their feeling of those in tune with magic.
Shit ain't something though.
Around the fringes, though, we tend to be a little more liberal-minded, judge people on actions, not on who they are.
Could I tell you a secret?
Of course.
Well, the reason I'm asking about this is because I am already sick of this ship. It's been like 2 weeks or so, and, well, you seem relatively with it despite the whole being blind thing, and you're surrounded by other people who have helped you, so just because you've got a spirit with you, so, I also have a spirit.
Knew it.
And, yeah, the whole doing things thing. It's a thing. I'll just stand there awkwardly.
Laura will cock her head curiously. So
And-
tell me about this spirit.
Oh, well, really? Okay, his name's Talon. He used to belong to my mother. He kind of switched to me after a while and stuff happened, and, yeah, he lets me do things.
I what?
Oh, I know. Since we're in like a indoor room, I'm guessing there'd be like an open flame source somewhere, maybe, or a lantern.
There ought to be lanterns, yeah.
Why not? There's an unlit lantern hanging from the rigging.
I will glare at it for a minute and try and set it alight. Like just actually turn the lantern on.
Make me a spellcasting roll.
This is in my character sheet, which I should have brought up already. Character skills. Spellcasting.
Da da da!
Alright, you concentrate your mind, you feel Alan's presence stirring in your mind, that all familiar feeling.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Just a little bit. Talon reluctantly grants you with enough power just to light the candle and bursts into flame.
Whoa,
Yeah, it worked.
that could be useful.
I mean, I knew it was going to happen, yeah. It
My
always works.
lady, this child, he may have been sent here by one of Thaeon's angels to help us.
Nothing like that, I just got lost. I will beam smugly at the surprisingly quick change of tone.
My lady, you have the gift as well. Please, can't you think this child has been sent here by one of Thaeon's angels, this little lost lamb, to assist us in our crucial goal?
It is
Lost
entirely
lamb.
possible. Ben has been on our side so far. It wouldn't be... See? It would be understandable if he wishes to send us aid when we need it.
Hey, I was just asking if I could like be a person being protected, not like actually doing anything.
Oh,
That sounds like effort.
well, there is effort and there is reward.
Flora looks very, very concerned now. If you wish to be protected, then perhaps you shouldn't ally yourselves to us. We are going into areas that would be extraordinarily dangerous for you. If you do have a gift, then
It would be useful, Lady Flora.
useful certainly, but if the young lad does not wish for us to just take him into the heart of the enemy, which would persecute him. Of course, the Dawnbringers wouldn't do that, but because we could send him to the High Church in Jarrock.
The what? No.
Knowledge
No churches.
or knowledge geography, I guess, Matthew?
Mm-hmm.
That's the closest I
it
can
out.
think of your various knowledges.
Oh,
Excellent.
He knows.
Right. Magic users in Stratholm, where you're going, which is it's basically like the Switzerland of the world, shall we say?
oh,
It's where the Council of Nations is hosted. Of all the nations on the main continent, it's probably the place where magic users are least likely to be persecuted, as it's sort of neutral ground, shall we say, where all of the nations of the world meet.
Okay.
It's not like going into Lovamore and Deradon.
Okay.
He would be in absolute mortal danger to bring
Okay.
him.
So while we wouldn't necessarily be going into the heart of danger and persecution,
I mean, certainly,
might well pass
there would
through,
be
pass by.
agents. There would be agents of Lovamore and Deradon there, but it's not quite the heart of the enemy, so to speak.
You might well be in danger on our way to Stratholm, and it might well make you known to agents who would indeed persecute you.
At this point, there's a whisper in your head, Swift. You must try and remain with these people. I wish to study her spirit more. Moreover, staying with these people on their quest would be far more amusing than you continuing to wander aimlessly. And you know, you may not have your powers forever if I grow bored.
I will look very distant when this is happening. Just no, fine.
You're fine with that. Perhaps you don't quite appreciate how dangerous it could be.
Nah, he'll be
What's
alright.
the worst that can happen?
I'll look after him.
Like, Bright Eyes, remember that we are on a gigantic ball of wood that has been dried out and treated with a bunch of stuff to stop it from, like, filling with water, which means it's extraordinarily dry, and, well, I set fire to things.
No, please don't set fire to the ship while we are sailing.
No,
on it.
that's,
Or
like,
don't set fire to the ship when we're not sailing on it, if you please.
But if there are any others, and they happen to have the people that will be chasing us, then
I would advise against setting this boat on fire.
I'm not going to set this boat on fire.
But that was what
I
you're
stamped my
suggesting.
foot.
Setting other boats on fire.
Other boats on fire is a better idea.
Other boats on fire was what I was saying.
Oh. Didn't sound like it, but I understand now.
I can't approve of this.
I can.
I'll make sure you never see it.
Chuckles. I like this kid.
If we can get through via the peace and diplomacy first, then that will be the path we take.
Is that
Knives
piece of
and fire
diplomacy
are
with the
the-
guys that are trying to enslave people like us, or the guys that are trying to burn people like us?
Oh,
'Cause I think it's
we're
kind of poetic in a way.
One of the teachings of my church is that we want to make a better world. We want to show people that magic isn't necessarily to be feared. That it can help, it can guide, it can heal, and help improve the world. So what we need to do is show that to those on the continent. Strive for the better world.
I think magic is to be feared. I mean, just like people with swords are to be feared. I mean, you can do a lot more with magic, but you can also do a lot of dangerous things with magic too.
Very much like a sword. It's a very dangerous thing. It can take a life.
Can't save
People
one,
can
though.
be. Sorry?
Well, a sword can take a life, but it can't save one. Unless you, like, have a really tiny little scalpel thingy, and then you do the fancy doctor thingies, which you probably can't do now that I think about it. But, like, or alternatively, you have the magic-y side of things, where there are some of us, I've been told that, like, do, like, healy thingies and sewing on bits of people onto other people, usually to help them, and stuff like that.
One day we hope to forge a world where we don't need to save lives with swords or magic.
At this point in your head, Flora, there's a familiar tinny whining, and you start to hear whispers once again. I sense a malignant presence. Why do you hurt me like this? It disappears from my mind. It's more.
Probably the very subtle twitch in her eyelids. Very subtle. I am tired and it has been a long day. Perhaps we can continue this discussion tomorrow once we have set sail.
Sure. Do you want me to tell anything to the captain, or?
What would you tell him?
Oh, I don't know. It's just that being a messenger is a lot easier than actually doing work.
I like your attitude.
What am I supposed to do? Really? Like, I've been on this ship for several weeks and I don't know what I'm doing. I just scrabble around and people don't seem to not notice me, which is okay.
Alright, so you retire to bed for the night.